Oh, they're going to have a Hatsune Miku concert in America. Well, I could go to that. I don't really know anything about her, but we can try that out.
Guys, that was the coolest thing that I have ever seen.
Okay, so yeah, I went to Hatsune Miku Miku Expo, whatever it's called, in Orlando, Florida this past week. So, a real quick kind of overview of my knowledge of Hatsune Miku. I knew she existed. That's about it. I I liked the idea of this character, not because I was like really big into the songs. I never really listened to them. I had heard them a few times, but I was never grabbed by them. I never really understood the kind of love for this genre when there's nobody really behind it. Obviously, there's the band and everything, but I never really understood like why is so many people crazy about this. I just didn't get it. But the appreciation of the technology and everything like that made me enjoy and interested in the topic. So whenever it was announced that she would be coming to America and having an American tour, I thought, well, I'm going to try to get tickets. Then I'll see how that is. I will go experience one for myself. And I decided to go to Orlando. Now, obviously, I don't live in Florida. So that was a bit of a drive for me. So I had to go out of my way to do this. That will be relevant here in a minute. So keep that in mind. So anyway, the whole Miku thing is coming up and the pre-sale goes on sale, and I was lucky enough to be able to get a light stick. That's all I tried to get in the pre-sale. I didn't try to get outfit. I didn't try to get any merch. All I tried to get was the light stick because everything that I saw was saying you need a light stick if you're going to go to a Miku thing. So I got the light stick. But after that, it was basically just waiting because the Orlando concert was one of the last ones on the tour. There's like 4 more left that I think there are after as the time of recording this. Maybe a little bit more than that, but not a lot. I got to sit through all of the complaints. And those complaints were obviously, you've probably heard it. Miku is not a hologram, she is on a big LED screen. And that made me disappointed. Not in the fact that it was going to be any lesser, I didn't think, but it was like that's kind of why I wanted to go. I had never seen that technology. I had never seen something like that in person. So I wanted to see that. And now I knew it wasn't going to be there. I thought I'm not into Miku. I don't know these songs. I'm going to go in there blind. I have the light stick. That's all I know. I don't know the beat of the songs. I don't know anything like that. So I can't use the light stick really. So I was kind of going in thinking this is going to be a waste of my time. I'm not going to have a good time. So in the weeks leading up to that point, I had almost talked myself out of going to the Miku Expo. Now, during the day of Miku Expo, I just want to put you into a point of why I almost talked myself out of it. Because you would think, all right, if you're going to go to Florida, just go anyway. There's no real waste. Okay, on the day of Miku Expo, not only did Star Wars Celebration Japan tickets go on sale an hour before the concert. So that is much bigger than I care much more about that than I did this at the time. So that was a much bigger deal. Not only that, but I had a family member that was having surgery that morning. Luckily, that was also in Florida, but I had to do both of them things that day. So it was a packed day already. I was going to be getting up early, and this concert was going to last until 10. So I had a lot of reasons that I could have talked myself out of going to this. But that light stick pretty much convinced me to keep going. I wanted to go. I wanted to get my money's worth out of the light stick because I knew a lot of people weren't able to get the light stick. I wanted to go because I had the light stick, because I had a reason to go. So at the event, after I talked myself into keeping going, I met 2 really good guys in the line. They were really excited about it. Now, they did not have light sticks. They were trying to get some. They unfortunately were not able to, and I will talk about that at the end, but let me get through my part. And so they were talking about not being able to get a light stick. It sold out for them online. Have no clue how I got mine. I don't know, but I did. At this point, I was able to meet them, and then I met a few other people in line. Very nice. Really great crowd. Everybody was very nice. I did not meet a single smart aleck or rude person all night. Great audience. Great audience. And maybe that's specific to Orlando. I don't know. But for mine, it was great. Had no problems with that. One of the best audiences I've ever been a part of. I heard very few complaints about even the screen. I heard a few people talking about it, but nobody was really like, man, I don't want to be here for this because of the screen. I want a refund. No, everybody was just excited to be there. Everybody was like, yeah, we're going to be at a Miku concert. And that made me more excited for the entire concept. I was like, okay, so obviously this is still going to, which I knew this. I knew it was still going to be a Miku concert. But I was like, okay, the hype is still here. Let's go. So going into the concert. Now, I was sitting in the bottom section. Now, there was 3-tier sections. So there was the orchestra, the mezzanine, and then balcony, I think it is. I was in the orchestra. So I was down low. I had a very good view. I was in the middle. It was not a VIP ticket, but it was pretty much the view of VIP. The VIP started 2 rows in front of me. So I was pretty much there. So I got there, I brought my light stick, and I was able to get a few pieces of merch before I got there. I did wait in line about 3 hours, but like I said, I was with a bunch of people, so it went by pretty quick. But I sat down, I was focused now. The little songs were playing, like recordings were playing in the like speakers. People were playing with their light sticks. The crowd was really like getting hyped up. There was no hype people there. It was just the crowd itself was hyping up the whole thing. And obviously at this point I saw the screen. The screen is up on the stage. It's very easy to pick it out. You can obviously see it. That's why I don't really get the idea of like people saying, well, you should have took the lights away from behind the thing. The smoke or the fog machines, they would have revealed the screen because the fog would have went behind the screen and then it would have lit up the fog. And then obviously there you've ruined your illusion. So obviously if you're going to do that, don't even try to ruin it. Just pretend it's there. Act like it's there. And that's what they did. And I'm going to be honest, it kind of worked. So that gets me into my major point here. I had a lot of fun with this. I have never, and maybe this is because I haven't gone to a lot of concerts, but I have every concert I've been to, there's always, I can look around in the crowd and there's a few people that's bored. They are not really into it. They're maybe like, if they are kind of clapping along, it's not like a, yeah, we're going with it. We're kind of getting into the groove. No, they're not there for it. They're like, nah, it's not for me. Here, 99% of this audience was hyped out of their minds. Light sticks with the beat. And shout out to the lady in the very front. I have no clue if she was with Miku Expo or if she was just some really devoted fan. But she had 2 light sticks and she never looked back at the audience. Never. And I have no clue how. Maybe she is the most devoted Miku fan ever. She knew the rhythm of those light sticks without didn't even have to think about it. Like immediately was going into him. I'm like, I have no clue how you did that. I can't clap my hands to a song I heard 5 minutes ago. And this lady knew it. She had it. So maybe she was like the, you know, the conductor or whatever for the rest of the audience, but it was great. Screen wise, that was a really, really like high definition screen. I don't know if it was 4K, I don't know if it was 8K. I would imagine it's 4K. But whatever it was, that was really detailed. Now, obviously, it was a bigger screen, so it's easier to tell that it is, like, it looks more high def the further away you are, but I was not that far away. I was maybe 30 feet away, which I feel like if it was 1080p or below, I would have been able to tell. It was really detailed. You could see the details of their costumes. And that's all I ask. I want to be able to make it feel like that their outfits are real. And I did. They looked 3D. They looked like they were walking around in a pretty much a box, which is fine. Everything about it looked real. And that's all I ask with the Miku thing. I don't care if I can see the cords all running back behind the glass screen. I don't care if I can see the backdrop of the stage. I don't care. Because you know what? You know what's back there? Darkness. There's nothing back there. So I don't get this. Obviously, yes, the screen is darker than the rest of the stage because of the lights, because of the smoke and the fog and everything. But who cares? If you're going to look at the edge of the screen all the time, which I get it. All right, if you're in an arena, I feel like if it was in an arena, I would have had a much different opinion on this. Because in mine, it was set up like a theater. And you pretty much funnel your vision to the middle of this stage. And that's where the screen was. And it worked. I had no issues with this. And the other part is, I've heard people say, now don't quote me on this, that it would have been harder to get a good resolution on a glass screen. You have to project that image onto the glass screen, and it's not as good of an image. Maybe that's the case. Maybe it is. And I will tell you this, as somebody that owns a projector that has spent a lot of money on a theater system, it is much, much, much more expensive to run a projector that looks good than it is to run a screen like a TV and make that look good. And even then, unless you get that screen perfectly right and that projector perfectly right, the screen will still look better. So I am going to argue the screen probably looked better than any glass screen probably would have. Now, does the glass screen still produce that effect? Yes. But I don't know if that's worth it. I don't know what the... Which, here's the thing. I've only seen one of these concerts. This is the only one I've been to. So I can't tell you that that argument and my argument for it, that the glass screen would look worse, I can't prove that because I've never seen the glass screen. But I'm saying this argument that we have been like, that it's not worth going to this show because it's not the glass screen. What? I don't get it. Like, you're going for the screen? Like, Miku's still there. As much as she'd be there with a glass screen, it makes no difference. To me, it's like, okay, I'm staring at a image. Whether it be on a glass screen or whether it be on a TV screen, I don't care. It looks great. It's there. The audio's there. The band is there, which I'll get into that. But we'll talk about that. But it's still Miku. And honestly, I feel like the whole Miku experience, I feel like 70% of it is the audience. And guess what? The audience was amazing. Amazing. So, now, all right, so one quick exception. The people in Boston, to where it said on the website that they were going to have a glass screen, that it was going to be a hologram. You guys have a case because it said on your ticket when you bought it that it was a glass screen. I have looked, and as far as I'm aware, no other venue mentioned a hologram or a glass screen. So we have no argument. We should have possibly expected this. Now, does that make it completely right? No. They still did not fully explain to the audience what this was beforehand. But, to the people that sold your ticket or did not go, I'm sorry. I genuinely am. Because you missed out on a great concert. And if you really only went for the glass screen and then you decided, I'm not going to go, I'm going to sell my ticket for not as much as you bought it for, are you really that diehard of a fan? Or did you really not want to go in the first place and now maybe you kind of talked yourself out of it, like I almost did, and then you said, okay, I talked myself out of it, I'm going to sell my ticket, and then I'm going to go on Twitter and complain about it. Which, I'm speaking for myself. I'm not trying to defend Crunchyroll on this. I don't care. Crunchyroll does not sponsor me. Crunchyroll has done far, far, far worse things than this. I am fine with this. I have no issues with this. Obviously, I'd love to see Miku with a glass screen one day. But If they announced, hey, Miku's coming back in 2026 and it's going to be the LED screen again, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go try to buy VIP tickets. I'm going to buy the bigger tickets. I want to be up closer because guess what? When they shot off the stinking confetti at the end, it landed 5 rows in front of me. Literally directly in front of me, but 5 rows in front of me. If I would have been in the VIP section, I might have been able to get the confetti. Which, I mean, I'm not, that doesn't make or break, but it would have been cool. Now, one more thing I want to talk about, and that's the band. I don't know about this one. This one is just word of mouth that I've heard. I've heard this is not the actual band that should be performing with Miku or normally performs with Miku in Japan. I think they did great. I think they did fantastic. And I think with something like Miku, Miku should not be, and her show should not be focused on select people. Because Miku will exist beyond my lifetime. Miku will exist beyond my grandkids' lifetime. She is big enough now. She's been big enough for however many years she's existed. She will exist long into the future. And because of the way it's done, she will not get any older. She will look the exact same. She will have her blue pigtails, twin tails for many, many years. And guess what? The band members will get older. They will have to be replaced. I don't care if they replace them with different band members for different countries, for whatever, because I understand that is an insanely big ask to move your band members from different countries to a bunch of different stops all around that country. I get it. That is very expensive. The band was great. I had no issues with the band. So, if, like I said with the screen, if you went for the band, I'm genuinely sorry. I'm genuinely sorry that you missed out on that. But I don't think that many people actually went for just the band. I think they went for just the idea of Miku. It's what I did. So pretty much, I had a lot of fun. This was a really fun thing for me, and I can't speak for everyone. Like I said, this is my own opinion. I can't voice your opinion. If you went and you didn't have fun because the screen distracted you, I'm sorry. If you went and you thought the band would be different, I'm sorry. If you were not able to get a light stick, I'm genuinely sorry. Because the people I was in line with were not able to get one. And they seemed disappointed. They should have done that. They should have given enough light sticks. There was merch I wanted that was sold out. And I got there 3 hours in advance. But it was sold out. But for me, my own personal opinion of it, I had a lot of fun. I genuinely, this was one of the most fun things that I have ever done in my life. Now, maybe that's saying a lot about me, but I don't think it is. I genuinely think that because I pretty much shut my brain off to saying, I'm going to go into this and be disappointed. I'm going to complain about things because I want to complain about them because I didn't get exactly what I asked for. I went in just saying, okay, I don't know anything about this. Surprise me. And guess what? I left really, really enjoying myself. I listened to Miku music all the way home. It is a 11-hour drive, and I listened to Miku music all the way home. And guess what? I could drive another 11 hours and listen to more Miku music. So yes, did Crunchyroll mess up in a few areas? Did they disappoint us? Maybe. Maybe they did. But guess what? I enjoyed it. And that's all that I can say about it. So anyway, have you ever been to a Miku concert? Did you go to any of the Miku Expo concerts? What is your opinion? Do you think that the Miku Expo was a bust? Or are you like me and you genuinely had a good time, screen and all? Let me know down below. Also, if you liked this video and you want to see more, I am going to be making a Miku display area in my room. This has been something I've thought about for a while. I've actually mentioned it a few times. because I figure I will get more Miku stuff even if I didn't really majorly enjoy it. Miku is still somebody that has a ton of merch and a lot of merch I enjoy. That was before I liked Miku. Now I like Miku, and I will probably buy a lot more merch now. So, here in about 4 days, I'm going to put out a video where I'm going to have to move all the Love Live stuff over so I can make room up here for a Miku thing. So stay tuned for that. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.